welcome back to Queen G's Recipes, and today I'm going to be showing you how I like to make my oven baked gnocchi. Now it is perfect for this time of year. New Year's is just around the corner, and this is a perfect dish to add to your dinner table. So let's go over the ingredients. First off, and most importantly, you'll be needing some potato gnocchi. It doesn't matter what brand you use, but do try and get a good quality brand, yes. And also I have here 1/2 a cup of Parmesan cheese. Now let's go back to the gnocchi. You are going to be needing about 2 pounds of gnocchi. I have a little more than 2 pounds here, but it is perfectly fine. And also here I have 1/3 a cup of red wine. Now, if you don't want to use red wine, you can add a little bit more of chicken stock, and that's totally fine. What I have in here is 1/3 a cup of chicken stock. I like to make my homemade with the concentrate and the water, but this is what I am using, 1/3 a cup. In here for the spices, I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I also have 1 medium onion diced, 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, and I also have 1 can, a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. You can also use passata, that is totally fine. And of course, you're going to be needing a frying pan for frying, or more like your saucepan, something like this with high sides. And what I also have here is I am going to be using a 10 by 13 inch aluminum pan. You can use any pan of your choice, that is totally fine, but you're gonna need around those measurements to fit this amount of gnocchi. If you do want to half the recipe, that is fine too. You would just use 1 package and half all of the other ingredients. So now let's go on to sauteing our onion. Alright guys, so now make sure that you have your stovetop preheated on medium heat, and we are going to saute our onion. You don't want to saute it so that it becomes brown. You just want to saute it until it becomes translucent. Okay, I'm going to continue sauteing mine, and I will let you know what it looks like when I get there. Guys, so they have been sauteing for about 2 minutes. As you can see, they're nice and translucent. So now I'm going to add in my chicken stock. If you want to use vegetable, that's fine too, totally up to you. Okay. All right. Into that now, we are going to add in our wine. If you're not using wine, just add an extra 1/3 a cup of chicken stock. And remember, I always give you measurements for salt and pepper of what I use, but you definitely adjust it to your taste. I mean, it's totally up to you. You know how you like your food, and adjust it to your taste and your liking and your family's liking. So now I'm just gonna let this reduce for about a minute here. Okay, so now our wine has reduced to about half, and that is what we are looking for. And now we are going to add in our crushed tomatoes, or passata, whatever you're using, as long as it is a total of 28 ounces. That's what you need. This already smells really amazing. bubble. Now we are going to lower down our temperature to low, and we're going to allow this to simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now make sure every couple of minutes you give it a nice gentle stir, and just continue doing that every few minutes until the around 15 to 20 minutes are up, and then I will show you the next step. Make sure that you do cover your saucepan with a lid or some sort of cover, or else you will get your oven all dirty. Okay guys, I almost forgot. Luckily we are still in the beginning. We have to add in our spices right now. Give that another little mix and continue to allow it to simmer. Okay guys, so my sauce has been simmering for exactly 10 minutes, and right now we are going to get a saucepan with some water and a sprinkle of salt, a good generous sprinkle of salt, and we're gonna allow that to come to a rapid boil. Then we're gonna add in our gnocchi and we're going to cook it about 3 minutes, but follow the directions on your package. Make sure not to overbake them because they will be going into the oven as well. So I would probably say about 2 minutes is perfect timing. Once the water has come to a boil, place it in. 2 minutes, remove it right away, and then we are ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so my sauce was simmering for exactly 20 minutes, and now just to loosen it up a little bit, I am going to add in about half a cup of the reserved water from the gnocchi. It is boiling. I just removed it from the pot of gnocchi that was boiling, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain my gnocchi, and we are ready for the next step. But before moving on to the next step, after adding in your starchy water from the gnocchi, you are going to add in your Parmesan cheese once you have incorporated this water with the sauce, and then we'll actually move on to the next step. Parmesan cheese, mix, mix, mix. Now we're going to add in our gnocchi. Now do make sure that you don't overmix the sauce and the gnocchi, or else it'll start to become very mushy. So what I also did actually when I was boiling my gnocchi in the water, I added about a teaspoon of olive oil just to kind of, you know, help them detach from each other and not allow them to stick. But it is optional, totally up to you, but just a little tip. Now that's enough mixing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it into my pan, and then we will sprinkle our mozzarella cheese. Okay, so you wanna make sure you have your oven preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit before you place your gnocchi in the oven. Let me just get my spatula here and get all that sauce out. Okay. Kind of just spread it out evenly here. As I said, you don't want to move your gnocchi around too much in the sauce so it doesn't become a mushy mess. Now, if you want to use other cheeses on top, like ricotta cheese or you know, a different type of, I don't know, Gruyere, whatever you want is fine. But I do think that mozzarella does add the perfect touch and texture to this dish. But you do you and put whatever cheese that you like. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna sprinkle all of my mozzarella on top here, make this nice and cheesy. Now we're going to place this into our oven for about 20 minutes or until it is nice and bubbly around the edges, and then we are ready to eat. Alright guys, so my gnocchi was in the oven for exactly 10 minutes, and this is exactly how I want it to look. Now if you want your cheese to be a little more golden brown, you can leave it in the oven for a little bit longer. It does vary from oven to oven. Now depending on how you like it, it might take a little longer, a little less time. Now it was bubbling around the edges, really bubbling, and that's how you know it is ready. So now it is best to leave this resting for about 10 minutes and then we will try it. Okay guys, so it's been about 10 minutes, but it is still pretty hot. I cannot even tell you guys how amazing this tastes. Now you can also sprinkle on top some basil leaves, you know, just crush them up or chop them up, roughly chopped, and place it on top and eat it. All about your preference. So here you have it guys, very simple, very delicious, perfect for this time of year. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you can see my future videos. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And that's about it guys. So take care, thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.